Good morning, everyone. Today is Proverbs Wisdom Challenge Day 27, and I will be reading Proverbs 27. One says, Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not with thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. A full soul loatheth and honeycomb, but to the angry soul every bitter thing. As a bird that wandered from her nest, so is a man that wandered from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doeth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother that is far off. My son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. I missed that one. That's 15. 16 says, Whosoever hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron sharpened iron, so a man sharpened the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of a man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of a man are never satisfied. This is so true. 20. As the finding pot for silver, and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool and a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of the flocks, and look well to thine herds. For riches are not forever, and doeth the crown endure every generation? Hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goats' milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for thy maintenance of thy maidens. That is 27. Ooh, there's a lot in that. But really what stood out to me was the first one, when it says, Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not a day may bring forth. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. That's why you have to be content in today. And you have to live for today. In the Lord's Prayer, it said that daily prayer, it's just a day by day, not thinking on tomorrow, because we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't even know if we're going to wake up the next day. That is not in our power. Most people think they're going to live forever, but living the next day is a gift. I'm learning to count my gifts when I open them up in the morning, which my eyes, my mouth, those are gifts that we are opening up every single day that we take for granted. Our ears, we can hear. Our legs, we can stand. Those are the gifts that we get to open up every single day, that God grants us every single day when we wake up. That's why I'm like, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it, and be glad that you woke up on this side today. And be grateful for today. Be grateful for everything in your life, because tomorrow's not promised. We think it is. We think we're invincible, but we're not. Just like you didn't have like Coming into this world, you don't know. Going out, you don't know. Be kind to one another. It says, then 2 says, let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth. Saying, don't boast on yourself. Don't boast on yourself. Let somebody else boast on you. Let somebody else say you're a good person. Let somebody else say that you are this and you are that. When people give me praise, I get like, I feel a certain way because I know, I don't want no pride to be get lifted up in me. So I'm like, okay, I thank you. I thank you for noticing that about me. But at the end of the day, I'm not prideful, and I'm not going to get all all up into what somebody said about me. It's easy to do that, though. Somebody give you a compliment and be in your head the whole day. And you to make that compliment an idol. You know what I mean? So we have to be careful what we do, what we allow allow into us, allow into your spirit. It says, 2 is so good. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth. A stranger, and not thine own lips. Stop patting yourself on your own back. That's pride. When you pat yourself on your own back, that is pride. I feel good when I accomplish a thing, and I'll be like, okay, that's good. But I don't let it like get to my head and be like, okay, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Sometimes you gotta pop your collar because you want to boost yourself up. I'm not talking about like getting yourself up, pumped up. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like when you think you're better than other people. That's pride. When you continually give yourself self-praise, that's pride. And that was what I had for 1 and 2. And then 27:20, the eyes of a man are never satisfied. It says, hell and destruction are never full. So the eyes of a man are never satisfied. We always want more and more and more, and it's okay to want more and more and more. But it is not okay to make more and more and more an idol. Be satisfied and content with what you have. And God is so good to me. I just thank him. But I just wrapped it up. True friendship, trust in God. Be honest in your relationships. Living one day at a time without arrogant boasting about the future, because you don't know. We don't know. The future is not in our hands. It's that is of God. He know, everything. That's all I have for today. So I'll be back on tomorrow. We're going over 28. And it's not that long. We only got a couple more days in this month. Thank you guys for joining. And I hope you're reading along with me. If not, just listen. And you have a blessed day. I love you.